So my name is, my full name is Yilis Suriel Vargas, if you had the second last name. And I'm originally from the Dominican Republic. I grew up in America, in New York City and New Jersey, and I moved to Newcastle in 2009 to do my master's in fine art. I also am a freelance musician and artist, visual artist as well. Like you said before, I'm one of the co-directors for Harambee Pasadia KIC, which is a community interest company. And I also perform, I'm a percussionist. I perform with Yilis Suriel and Harambee and various other bands. Well, I think because we came from America, we came with a mindset that public funding wasn't a thing. So for the first 3 or 4 years of the festival, we didn't apply for any funding. We kind of said, we want this to happen. How do we make it happen? So we just did a lot of performances. So the first year, we fully funded the festival, the first event. And then people kept telling us, your events would fit these categories that all these funding bodies are looking to fund. And then we were kind of just like, we want to make it happen, so we'll make it happen however we can. And we did loads of gigs, put some money aside, and then paid for a lot of things ourselves. And we still do that a little bit because we want the activities to take place. So it's our way of continuing that sort of legacy. Yeah. And I think because we didn't believe in funding well, not that we didn't believe, but we didn't apply for funding to begin with, it allowed us to work with loads of other organizations that also wanted to do that type of work. So we kind of shared a vision for it. So a lot of our partners that started with us are still with us because of that idea of collaboration rather than it being us. I don't think we could have ever continued to do the festival if we didn't have all the partners that we have and all the beautiful humans who actually believe in the project itself and sort of what arts can do to heal people. And I feel like when talking to like a younger generation of artists, if you put your mind to it, you can pretty much do anything. I really feel that's true. And I guess you just have to work hard at it, and working hard at it makes it more powerful, I guess, once it comes to fruition. Well, I think finding out about your history is one of the most important things. I think for me, growing up in America, a lot of our history is sort of erased when you're growing up and going to public schools. So I didn't know, I knew about my history as a Dominican citizen and knew a bit of it when I moved to America, but then it gets erased when you're growing up. So when I went to university, I took Latino studies, and that was one of my majors. And understanding your history and where you come from is really important to heal. And a lot of our histories are erased from the mainstream sort of cultural scenes and education. So that learning about your history is how you actually grow and how then you can heal and understand your place sort of in time. And the kind of education that we've done, like we did a residency at, not a residency, but we run a creative arts practice component to the human rights defenders at York University. They have a Center for Applied Human Rights. And we go in and run artist residencies where we teach them how to take photos and do printmaking and play music, and it's part of the process for them to heal while they're here as well. And so that we tell them about our histories, and then they can see connections from where they come and what they're doing and the type of work that they're working with. So I think the history of it is the important part, yeah. I think it's all about displacement and how people feel not connected to the wider communities. I think that is a commonality across any working class background people. And it's that idea that you are part of the society, but you're also displaced from it, and understanding that and how people react to that and how people live with that sort of consciousness goes across the board. Well, I think the festival has always been this sort of camping style festival, and I think we've always, in our background, we also want to bring it to the city so that more people can experience it. We've thought of the festival as being a camping festival because you can go away somewhere and sort of take away your drag and become a new person and sort of understand that sort of you can become something new or you can act out who you want to be in that space. But I feel like that it being a camping festival also divides people who don't want to camp, who don't want to be outdoors that much. So a big dream for us is to bring it to the city and do something. And it's been really fruitful. Like one of our food vendor that we worked with for a really long time, Novia, actually now has a shop in Barnard Castle after having come to our festival. So there's quite a lot of different collaborations. We worked with the school as well a little bit. We've done some workshops for them. We had an exhibit at the gallery as part of the festival itself. So we've been able to sort of do a lot of work with the community, which is really great. And we've met with people from the Bose Museum. Now the hub has a community outreach coordinator, which is really great as well. And they're contacting us about coming back and doing like other activities outside of the festival and continuing that legacy. We've always wanted to have like an activist undertone to it. So we've run the Speaker's Corner in the past 2 years, and in 2019 was our last festival. But that was a really good combination and sort of blending of our ideas of having people coming to speak about, you know, immigration and health and zero waste, but also talk about, you know, decolonizing museums and things like that. So it was really interesting how people were also there for that conference part of the festival, which is something that we always had an undertone underneath, because that's what we tend to do in all our events. But to actually see it be so fruitful within the festival was really, really exciting. And the whole autonomy is great, to be able to have a vision of what you want to do and not have that being driven by anyone outside, but have people still support your vision because they see it. It's the way to go, really.